for me, CJ and Dame need to be talked about more when you talk about dynamic duos, because last night they went for 68 combined, and it's not a rarity. They do that on most nights. They are a legit dynamic duo. CJ McCollum is no slouch. He might be a top 3 shooting guard. He's that good, and he can make shots from the outside. He can make shots pull up mid range, and he can get to the basket. His handle is as good as anybody else in the league, outside of maybe Steph and Kyrie. But put anybody else up there, I got CJ's up there with them. He's a monster. He's so efficient. He doesn't take dumb shots. He doesn't take bad shots. And of course, you guys know who Dame Dallas is. He finished the game off with 4 big free throws at the end of the game. He made 2 layups that ended up winning 16-9 on the final drive, on the final closeout drive. So it's just they were just two dynamic players. They get about the same shots up, which is what makes them so deadly, because they both can put up a high volume of shots, and both hit a high volume of shots. So there's no double teaming. They remind me of I used to always say this, they're a bootleg Steph and Clay. But when you think of a downgraded Steph and Clay, let's be honest how great Steph and Clay were. 75 a game, and then downgraded a little bit to 65, 70 a game for these two. I mean, it's not really a bootleg. They are elite. So we need to start talking about them when we talk about dynamic duos. Damian Lillard perfect from the line, 12 for 12. 40 points, 13 assists, 3 steals. I mean, he was just amazing last night. He was orchestrating. He was doing his thing. CJ McCollum, 28, 10 assists and 7 rebounds. I mean, 1 turnover for CJ and 0 for Damian Lillard. It's hard to beat. When you're playing like that, you can go and beat any team. They're on a 4-game winning streak. They're just right now they're just flying high. They're hot. I don't know who can put them out. Their really only downside is when they let the other team control the pace of the game and slow it down and play half-court basketball, because they don't. I like Nurkic as a big, but they don't really play big. They're decent on the defensive side, but as you can see from these high-scoring games, they don't really focus on defense. They focus more on let's be efficient on scoring and outscore the other team, which is what they did last night. And then when you talk about the Kings, they're an up-and-coming team. They started off the season extremely hot. They cooled out for a little bit, but they're starting to get their identity, and they play so fast. And when they're hitting shots, it's hard to play against them. You have to be a veteran team. You have to be smart and try to slow the Kings down. Unless you are a team like the Blazers, a team like maybe the Clippers, maybe like the LA, that can get hot. And when they get hot, they stay hot, and you can outscore a team. But last night, De'Aaron Fox and Buddy Hield, they're going to be the future of the duo, because they're very good. De'Aaron Fox is not just when he first came out, he reminded me of a Westbrook, but he's so fast, played hard, and just attacked. But he can shoot a little bit. 5 of 8 from the 3-point. He can shoot a little bit. He can facilitate. He has 6 assists, 29 points, 1 steal. He's still a little young though, so he needs to take care of the ball. Sometimes he plays a little too fast, but Fox and Hield, I really like those two together. Hield needs to get into his rhythm again. They shot 50% from 3 last night as a team, but Buddy Hield is capable of getting hot from 3. He shot 8 of 18 last night from the 3-point line. He had 26 points, 5 assists, and 6 steals. So those two are good. They're good pairing. When they're both on, it's hard to compete against them because they're gonna put up points. They're gonna play fast. They're gonna play hard. But for me, it was more for Portland. More important for Portland to win this game than the Kings are, because it gives Portland more confidence going forward. 4-game win streak. You start to feel yourself. These games are shortened. The season's shortened. You're on these long road trips. So for me, it was important for them to get that, keep their confidence high, keep their rhythm, and see how many games you can go with this. So for me, it was good for Portland Trailblazers. The Kings played a hell of a game though, but they're just so young. They have to be able to take care of the ball. They had a 20-point lead in this game, and they had ended up with 13 turnovers. So, do the math. It's not gonna work, especially with a team that's as hot as the Trailblazers. So you give them a little bit of light, and they gonna take it. So 132 to 126, Portland over the Kings. 40-13-1 for Lillard, and with it 3 steals and 3 steals. Never mind, I forgot to write that. And 3 steals. So, great game for Portland. What I want to do is jump over to the board. Nothing crazy on the ranking jumps. Pretty much the same. The Mavericks are slowly starting to come back into their funk, to their groove, and be back up in the top teams like they're supposed to be. The Nuggets are looking a little The Rockets are, of course, now without Harden, even though I think they may start to play a little bit better, because Karis LeVert is still certified. He can still facilitate and score with most everybody in the league. So then they'll get a little bit better, but there's a couple spots open now in the West, and you never know who can arrive there. The East, I think it's gonna slowly start to go back to what we normally see in the East. So for the rankings, not much change. My finals prediction, I still got Nets Lakers. But for the MVP, actually let's do Player of the Day first. And for me, I just highlighted it, and it's not really close for me. It's Dame Dollar. 40 points. What was it? 40 points. 13 assists. One rebound and 3 steals. He was the player of the day by far. He just put on a show last night. Without his points, they would have lost that game by a lot. He was just spectacular last night. He was doing everything for his team. I can just sit here and talk all day. He was just so efficient from the floor. 6 of 15 from 3, 12 of 12 from the free throw line. He was active on the defensive side. He had 3 steals. He just took the game over. He had the final in the fourth quarter, had 2 layups and 4 big free throws that ended up ultimately winning the game. So Damian Lillard was by far player of the day. Great performance last night. So let's go to the MVP race. So I have number 1. I still have Joel up there, and I think he deserves to stay up there for now. I had number 2 Curry and number 3 Luka. Now, I'm going to add somebody, and it's not an indictment on any of the players that are up here now. It's just solely based on the fact that he's played his way up into this MVP discussion, because of the way that he plays the game is so effortless. His team played effortless because of him. He orchestrates beautifully. Some people think he's the GOAT. I don't. But his level of play right now, after only having a month, maybe 2 months off before coming back, consistency that he has on the floor, I have no choice but to put LeBron James in the second spot of this MVP race, which means that Steph Curry moves down to 3, then 4 or 5 I got Luka, Jason Tatum, Giannis, players like that in those sections. So they could emerge, but we're gonna have to see how the season continues to go on. So for now, that's all for Daily Sports Talk. Like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate the love. Let me know what you guys want to see. Let me know if you like the show, suggestions. I'm open to all of it. I'll be doing this every day. So, check the SoundCloud out, check the YouTube out, follow me, and, let's grow together during the season. It's going to be a great season. I'm excited. I'll see y'all next time.